was in the fall of 1986. It was in the early fall. I was going to hike in my normal spot, the Kingdom State Park in Harlan County, by the shelters. And I went down the trail and I almost stepped on a copperhead. Of course, that immediately scared me. And then, so I got away from that, and I was about ready to go back to the car, but I said, no, I'll go on. And when I went on, I heard something, and when I just simply looked up, and it was just behind a tree, and it was coming in and picked out at me. And it had a human face, and it was like a reddish brown, but underneath, the underneath coat looked like it was dark, a little darker than the brown. You know, I saw it, and I was so stunned and so scared that, I immediately just turned around and got out of there. So I can't give you a lot of detail about it, but I was close enough to it. I was probably within 25 foot of it. And I'm pretty good on that because of where I do hunt and stuff. So I was probably about that far away from it, but I got left and I almost couldn't get my car open where I had it locked when I got back to it. And it was a little Toyota Corona. And I remember trying to get into it, and I was shaking so bad I couldn't hardly get my key back into my lock, because back then you couldn't hit a button. So, but then I didn't. I just had to sit there for a minute and I looked to make sure nothing went following me, and then I just left the park. I just got out of there because then I had to work that second shift that day, and I almost called in for work because I was just terrified. So that's pretty much it. It's short, but that's what happened. So.
Do you remember what the face looked like?
It was human, and on that PowerPoint that you showed us, you had the pictures on the sides of the Bigfoot, the one in that bottom corner, the one in that upper corner. Yeah, when I saw that, I got sick at my stomach because that's what it reminded me of.
Okay. I'll have to find those. And
it made me physically ill when I saw that.
Oh, wow. I'll send you those pictures, and you pick out the one that was the closest. How was the lighting at the time?
It was, like I said, it was early fall, and it was sunshine. It was middle of the day, so around noon, around that time. But that's the only sighting I've ever had. But I do have that vocalization that I told you about.
Yeah, you can send me that.
And I'd like to, because it could be anything, of course.
Right.
So.
Do you know how big it was?
Just guessing between 7 to 8 feet, somewhere around in there, because I'm 5'2". And at that distance, just guessing at that distance, between 7 to 8 feet.
And how much of it did you see of its face?
I just saw like from here up because it was slinged out, but you could see on each side of the tree, a pine tree is what it was, and you could see fur on both sides, where it was standing behind it, of course, because it was sticking out on the side.
Right.
And it was like it was holding on to the tree, just leaned out. And when I saw that, I was out of there, so I was terrified.
Yeah.
There's just, I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah. You said the face was human-like.
It was.
What part of it looked human?
Well, it was like that picture I was telling you. It was just, there was sparse hair on its face. It was very little bit of hair. And it did have that broad nose. And it was different. Pretty much, it was different, quite different than that, because it looked like it was between a primate and human. And I don't know, it didn't have hair right here, but it had to be like big eyebrows right there. What I can remember, because like I said, it was a split second. But I do remember that flat nose, and it, I don't know how to describe it. Its hair was, but it was hairy everywhere else. I don't remember seeing any kind of net. or anything like that. Because it's just too fast to determine, you know. Like I said, I got out there, so that's, I've not got a really good description of it, to be honest with you.
And
So
that's still,
that's the best I can do.
well, that's okay. I don't want you to embellish it or anything,
No,
just what you remember.
just pretty much what I remember. I mean, when I saw it, I thought, well, I knew it wasn't a bear. Because a bear does have a snout. We have bear where I live at the house, so I see them occasionally. And
All right. Well, thank you so much.
thank you.
You're welcome.